these 6 factors, right, is totally different from the 6 factors or 8 factors that affect the demand. All right. These 6 factors, as you can see, luxury necessities in demand, we never talk about. Substitutes, we never talk about. Right? Percentage of income, we never talk about. We only talk about income in demand. We never talk about high percent or low percent of the income. Right? Income group also we never talk about in the determinants of demand. Habit also we never talk about. Time to consume also never talk. But when you're right, 50% of your seniors write wrongly. They mix up the determinants of PED with determinants of demand. Does it make sense to all of you? Can you promise? Can we make a pinky promise? Don't mix up. Anyone can give me a pinky promise? Why y'all don't do pinky promise one? Only when your father promised to buy you a Porsche, if you got full A's in foundation, then only you will do or make your pinky promise, is it? Right? So hopefully I will see lesser and lesser students mixing the 2 determinants together. If you are not sleeping in my class, chances are you are going to get higher core accuracy in the determinants of demand and PD. All right? Okay, don't worry about that. Nah, you still have to be concerned a little bit about that. We'll see. Okay, next part is total revenue. Total revenue. You learned in business maths before, right? What's total revenue? How to get total revenue? Total revenue, there are 2 ways to see. Right? Total revenue, you can think that it is the money consumers pay to the producers. Right? The money that you pay to the producers will be exactly the same as the money received by the producers. You know what I mean? The money you pay to the producers. Let's say garlic chicken rice. Any Muslim here know it? Muslim. Do you know we have a famous garlic chicken rice there? Garlic chicken rice. Everyone tried before? The garlic chicken rice there? Very nice, right? Sorry, I have to talk about non-halal food for. I'm so sorry, just now I mentioned about prostitution, drugs, and figures and so on. Right, I'm so sorry about it. Because I'm not aware. Right. Okay, so let's say about garlic chicken rice. If you pay 6 ringgit 50 cents for a drumstick chicken rice, there was a payment from consumers to the suppliers. But it's equivalent to the 6 ringgit 50 cents equivalent to the revenue that the suppliers receive. Does it make sense to all of you? Sorry, I have a phone call. Hello? I have a class right now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This is how you talk to your father. Second one. Father, not second one. Right? No, I'm more gentle when I talk to my wives. Okay, that's a promise. Anyway, father, never mind. Okay. Okay, that's why this is the money that customers give as payment or monies that received by sellers. They're the same thing. Make sense? Same thing, different perspective. Right? The revenue formula, total revenue formula, let me write down here. Oh, here. How come you think that I'm so not gentle to my wives? That's quite annoying. Right? This is a very simple formula for you to follow. Please remember this formula. We do calculation next time. Total revenue is equals to P times Q, which is price times quantity. Right? Just now when I talk about unitary elastic, when you do this calculation for total revenue for the old price, new price, old quantity, new quantity, they will always get the same total revenue using this formula. Right? Make sense? For unitary elastic only. For unitary elastic demand, where PD equals to 1, regardless of the price changes, when the price drops, the quantity will also increase. When you times it back, right, the total revenue will always be the same. This is the special characteristics for unitary elastic demand. All right, this is the formula. Any question for formula? No, right? You must remember we don't provide formulas in your tests and exam, so you must remember that. Right, now let's talk about PED and total revenue. Now we need to link them together. If the demand is elastic, which means it's either luxury goods, it's either a low percentage, a high percentage of income, is either there's no habit, it's either there's many substitutes, your demand will be elastic for the good, right? Then a decrease in the price will result in an increase in total revenue, right? If you know, after you do the analysis, you found that your goods are elastic goods, which means greater than one, after you do the value yourself, do the formulas yourself, right? If you want to increase your sales revenue, you have to lower down the price. If you know your goods are elastic goods, right? Computers, furniture, luxury, cars, they always do, they just need to decrease the price by a little bit, then their revenue will increase by a lot. Okay, make sense? For example, I will just use ice cream. Ice cream, for example, all right? Because I love to eat ice cream. Especially when Blackpink sing ice cream, it's so nice. So, this ice cream seller sells 60 units. Hey, you can guess, right? My 4S, and I'm Blink. Then Blackpink has 4 members. You don't know, I guess. Right, anyway. Right. So this is my scenario. This is my scenario. An ice cream seller can sell 60 units of ice cream for 6 ringgit. Then the total revenue originally is 360. Make sense? P times Q. 6 times 60. Make sense? This is the original one, right? But because he knows that his ice cream is elastic ice cream, he just need to reduce his price by 1%. 1% of 6 ringgit is 6 cents. So now the new price is 5 ringgit 94 cents. This one you all can get now. 5 ringgit 94 cents, but the quantity demanded increased by a lot, more than the 1%, because it's elastic. Elastic must be more than this 5 trillion, right? Let's say 10%. 10% is just my own figure. You can use your whatever percentage greater than 1, right? 10% is easier for you. Sorry, 10% of 60 is 6 units. So total is 66 units. Then he increased his sales by 66 units. 66 units times the new price, 5.94 ringgit. He actually achieved a higher total revenue of 392 ringgit and 4 cents compared to original revenue 360 ringgit. Right? Because he reduced the price when his good is elastic. Make sense? Make sense? So if you have any, your father, mother have any business, and you can calculate the value because you have the data already, you have the price and quantity data already, right? You can actually do the analysis for all the products, see whether they are elastic or inelastic good, then you can adjust accordingly if you want to increase the revenue. Make sense? So the ice cream that I say is this type of ice cream. Oh. This is known as a very, very luxurious type of ice cream. It's known as snowflake gelato. Right, snowflake gelato. You know how much is this gelato ice cream? Anyone know? Anyone went to UK before? Eaten snowflake before? Snowflake, not the blended ice like ABC like that, no. This snowflake, no. Right. Anyone went to UK before? You went to UK before? Going to represent Malaysia again? Going to UK somewhat? Okay, no? No. Okay, we will look at the price, ladies and gentlemen, since you don't know the price. Oh, UK snowflake, also you all don't know. Yeah, I thought, oh, you're a very rich guy. Oh, snowflake is too cheap for you. UK snowflake gelato ice cream. Let's see whether I can find a price or not. How much? I don't want to know your story, thank you. I just want to know the price. Maybe I just type price. Price. I don't care whether it's halal. Oh, sorry, it's okay. Why I cannot find the menu one? Last time I used to. This one. This something like that. Eh? Nah, not that cheap one. This one, I think it should be this one. Why Snowflake Ranger is, how much is this? How much is this ice cream, ladies and gentlemen? Snowflake. Wow, look at the gold plated on top. 24K gold plate, right? Gold plated ice cream on top. How much is $130 US dollars for one ice cream? Okay or not? Rich person can eat, right? That's like literally 1 month salary of a cleaner already. You're too over pampered. Anyway, let me show you this ice cream. So like what I say, it's around 500 something ringgit Malaysia. Is this considered a luxury ice cream compared to your Magnum and whatever? Magnum is for cheap people to eat one. Rich person, we eat gelato one, all right? We eat snowflake. Makes sense. Who cares about Magnum? Even Godiva, how much is Godiva? 45. 45, right? Cheap people eat one. It's snowflake, right? So this is for what? Sorry? Can I what? What, you want to edit my recording, is it? Then you want to put it online, is it? So that everyone shoot me, is it? Oh, the number, not oh, okay. So this ice cream is considered luxury product. Make sense? Make sense? Luxury, right? Or you consider still very cheap? Do I need to find a even more expensive ice cream for you? Okay, right? Luxury, right? Luxury product, it will be more elastic, right? If it increase by 1% is like what? Another what? 30 ringgit? 40 ringgit? Then for one ice cream, increase 1%, 10%, right? 30 ringgit. So people will be very sensitive. They will be decrease their quantity demanded a lot. However, if they decrease their price, let's say they decrease by price by 10%. Suddenly, a lot of people that never try this, they want to try. Then the quantity demanded increase by a lot. This is where, although they decrease their price by 10%, but the quantity demanded will increase by more than 10%. This shows that they are elastic ice cream. This also shows that they will increase their total revenue because they decrease their price. Does that make sense? Make sense? Make sense? Hey, I thought Netflix will have to respond one when the coach says something. Why you also never respond? Make sense? Hello? Oh my god. This is the worst group I ever teach. Never respond one. Right? You know why I like Blackpink? Did I tell you before? Never tell you. You know in Blackpink, who is the one that I love the most? Huh? Jennie. You know why I love Jennie so much? Not because she's sexy. Hey, every Blackpink member is also sexy, but nonsense. Right? Because, right, you know why? Because when I'm teaching in class, right, I always perform solo. No one responded. Solo. Right, anyway, let's continue. Oh, your laughter is like very lag behind. Wait. Not very responsive at you. Inelastic at you. Oh, here. Very inelastic at yours. Yo, okay. Anyway, what if my ice cream is inelastic? If my ice cream is inelastic type of product, right? I will need to increase my price to increase total revenue. If I decrease my price, it will lead to decrease in total revenue, right? If I already calculated the value is less than 1, between 0 and 1, right? You need to increase your price to increase total revenue because people don't really care how much price you increase, right? For example, same unit of ice cream and same price initially 360, but now I reduce the price of ice cream by 1%, 5 ringgit 94, right? Still 5 ringgit 94, right? But the quantity demanded, because they are insensitive, only increased by 0.3%, less than 1%, right? Which is 0.18 units. 60.18 times the new price, 5 ringgit 94 cents, I actually make lesser revenue. 357 ringgit compared to my initial one is 360. Now I make lesser because I did not do the analysis of PD. I reduced the price to increase revenue. I thought it would be a good strategy. Actually, it turned out to be fat strategy. Right. What kind of ice cream am I talking about? I'm talking about this type of ice cream. This is heaven. This is hell. Heaven ice cream, hell ice cream. What is this ice cream, ladies and gentlemen? How much? Sundae cone. How much is your one sundae cone right now? 2 ringgit. It used to be what? 1 ringgit. Now it's 2 ringgit. I thought 1 ringgit 50 cents. No, no more. 2 ringgit already. What about chocolate top? Chocolate is how much? You know chocolate top? They dip the chocolate. I don't know. You all never eat one. You only eat snow. No, that one is chocolate flavor only, not chocolate top. Chocolate flavor. Oh yeah, I used to have. Your generation may not know. I used to can choose between vanilla, chocolate, and mix. Now no more. Now only all white color vanilla. Okay, anyway, that's another story. Right? So, hey, your ice cream previously is what? How much? 1 ringgit, no? No, it's what? 2 ringgit. Increased by 100%. Why you still buy? You know, 1 ringgit to 2 ringgit is 100% increase. The quantity demand never fall a lot. For a little bit only. The total revenue McDonald's increased by a lot. Because they know their ice cream sundae cone is inelastic product. So they know that 1 ringgit and 2 ringgit, no difference. For you, 30 cents got difference, right? Lie lah. You drop also drop 10 ringgit, right? Right? Alright. So this is because I'm low percentage of my income, right? And because of that, I need to increase rather than decrease. I need to increase my revenue, increase my price to increase my revenue. This is what McDonald's do, right? Make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Right, your turn. Go to the total revenue page 64 and do the example below. There are 2 questions for you to fill up, but I check on the others. Last scheme, answer. Done here. Question 5, please. Okay. 5, okay, program name of that. Program name, program name, everything with you. Oh, isn't there? How about it? Is it what phone? This is what phone? So you just do right local and question 5 at it. Not very experience. We're done. Two questions only. Two questions. No, let me check. What's local not because later got this info one more. I know this one is local or import. Arrows are yeah, almost there. But what's the net? 133, 133. But then missing all the rows of speed. I was too much. Too much. No, the remember. Use the supply even though the draw of the screen. You find your computer lah. Later the balance something say over heavy don't want to bring. Later you the balance say what? Oh sorry, I'm technically top is the next one that I'm income is normal or very good this one. You never tell me. Is it normal or inferior? Local one? How I know? Right, local when you local. Okay. Product is I think cannot. No, local. Because the market for local. Then you write important thing. I give you wrong news and not look at my case, look at the question. It's what? Okay. Your head. Your head lah. Right. This is yeah, next. Also, I don't know. How much you I want to find some time to discuss your personal file again or and do faster or don't wait now. Personal file. Income is not a product, right? Who copy who now? What two of you use income? Huh? They want to be stay two below for it. That's one thing. Don't discuss it. Let's say copy better. Let's say discuss. First then. Unless you put inside like that, inside okay. Right? Don't blame me, we use imported furniture. We don't want to be local because the question for market for local. Imported furniture is the factor that affects the skill. Makes sense. Product name, not there. So I don't know what you're going. PQ, not there. Okay. So this Q, this what Q is on. Unfortunately, first of all, we should ask for can I lower the temperature, not increase the temperature. Yeah, I can increase the temperature. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is centralized. Can you see? There's no so I'm so sorry you have to fix this in the stage right? You only pay the tuition fee because so you cannot be too sensitive on the one. Yeah. Are you done? Can I continue first? Check notes later. Are you done? 2 questions only. Are you done? 2 questions. Why you take so long? Done or not? No, yeah. Okay, I check few more first. Are you done? You done? Hey, run over how do you calculate my total explain the value one? Calculate only at less. Okay, check 3 more percent. Okay, okay, solution there. So now you want income in Christmas, right? Whether you consider the local furniture is inferior or not. When you use the word income, when the package income, assume whether it's local, whether it's inferior or not. Then only I know. Oh, but when you use income, then the supply increase. Because supply increase like this, the is for demand, the low demand. And local furniture don't use furniture, I think local furniture. Right? That's of imports. So the local one demand increase. Or reduction. It is more okay. You cannot draw to be one information. You know, as I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, in market, right? When I talk about shift, right? You either draw one demand shift or one supply shift. Don't draw 2 demand and 2 supply shift. Makes sense, huh? It's always either 2 supply, 1 demand, or 2 demand, 1 supply only. In my test. Because you are in foundation level. If you draw 2 together, I don't know the QE go up or down. I don't know the QE go up or that's alright. You know what I mean? Then I don't know how to mark the directions. And there's no product name. PQ must be there. Label PQ. Right? Label PQ. Product name. Percentage also very messy. I'm not sure how this figure represents an ADC. Right? Because there's no makes sense. Okay, let's start. Okay, no, this actually, right? I check yours up. Finish it off. I'll one more only. Question 5. Question 2 was easier. There's no such thing as testing. See whether you can really correct. Let's practice over the product name PQ, product name PQ, product name PQ. So this one, yeah, this one. Come is the manufacturer version. Just explain to you and also give us like. All right, let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. We just discussed the elasticity for revenue. After that, we just discussed the 2 questions, then we will end the day. All right. Let's start with the which question? Question this one, right? Same thing. I'll slip this in whiteboard. Oops. No, I don't want to slip like that. Flip this too. Right, I will snip this in your whiteboard. If you are not sure, refer to your whiteboard. If you don't know how to access whiteboard, please ask your friends. Anyone still don't know how to access whiteboard in OneNote? You obviously you ask your friends, right? Okay. It's actually in OneNote. I tell you OneNote chapter 2 or chapter 1, whatever, I will have a whiteboard there in the content library. You go to my content, not under your name, it's under my content library. All right. Anyway, let's start. The original price and quantity demanded for goods XXX are price 8 ringgit and 100 units. Then the price falls 6 ringgit to increase units by 250 or to 250. Calculate the PD. So what's the answer? Singling. Put Singling, what's the answer? PED. What's the PED or? PED is what? What do you say? 800. Okay, I ask a few more first. Ziyong, what's the PED? 6. So it can also be equals to 6. So Winston, what's the answer? PED? 2.4. Right? Since Jingxuan, your last Jingxuan, what's the answer? Jingxuan, Tan Jingxuan. Ran already, yeah. After I check, go. The bag's still there. Oh, smart, Okay. Anyway, you see, ladies and gentlemen, right? How many PED, right? Using the percentage change formula, right? I get 3 answers to it, you see? So I'm not lying when I say what 60% or 70% do wrongly, although the formula is very simple. You always forget to divide by some to do percentage change or divide by the denominator of another denominator, right? How come I get 3 answers? Because you missed something. You either never do percentage change, you straight away take difference times 100%, or you forgot to divide by denominator. Either the original value denominator or the one below the entire denominator. So that's why always do wrong. So like that is actually, if 6 is the correct one, right? I remember it's 6. Then it's 66.67% do wrong. 2 out of 3 do wrongly. This is what happens in your test and final normally. Right? So the correct answer should be PED equals to -6. If I want to be more exact. Right? Let's see how to do. We'll do this one by one. If I have time. Yeah. PED formula, give me. What's the PED formula? No one know. Percentage change of quantity demanded divided by percentage change of price, which means it is equals to Yong. Still calculating. Correct or not? Your answer is what? 6. Which means it's QD2 minus QD1 divided by QD1 divided by P2 minus P1 divided by P1. Correct? So it will be equals to what? Equals to what? QD2 is which one? 250 minus 100 divided by 100 over P2, 6 minus 8 divided by 8. What's the answer? In here is 150 over 100, right? Denominator is -2 over 8, right? So it's like what? This one is 3 over 2 divided by -1 over 4, which is equals to 3 over 2 times -4. Is it? So it's equals to -6. Make sense? Take absolute value, it will be equals to 6. Which means this good is elastic or inelastic? 6 is greater than 1. Elastic or inelastic? Hello? Elastic. Elastic. Should I decrease my price or increase my price to increase my total revenue? I cannot hear. Rise or fall? I should decrease my price. Right? Even though you haven't do this calculation, you should already guess it should be elastic. Why? Because the price just falls by 2 ringgit, but the quantity demanded increased by a lot. I should guess this is elastic. If I get less than 1, I should know I did wrong. Right? Just by guess, estimate itself. Right? First thing, second thing, they ask you to do it. So what's the effect? You have to tell me effect on total revenue. Initial one is what? Initial total revenue is what? Total revenue initial is what? How much? 800 ringgit. Do you put ringgit or not? The new total revenue is what? 4,005. 6 ringgit times 250. Which means because 1,005, sorry, 1,005. So when the price elasticity of demand is 6 is greater than 1 is elastic, I need to decrease my price to increase my total revenue. This helped this business to increase by from 800 to 1,500 ringgit. This is how you write. Okay. Second question. You are economist working for a telephone company. You discover the demand for phone calls during business hours inelastic. Demand for phone calls during evening hours elastic. What should you do to help your company? Business hours, what should I do? Increase my price, phone rate. Make sense? During the non-business hours, I should reduce my price. Both also will lead to increase in total revenue. Make sense? Make sense. So I don't know whether you notice or not. If you call someone during midnight, normally the rate will be cheaper. Obviously, you all never notice because your father, mother pay for your bills. How many of you pay for your own bills? Phone bills? For you? What good for you? So you work part-time? Then how you pay? Using father's credit card. Just kidding. Alright, anyway. So this is not only applicable to phone calls. Think about hotels. During holiday season, why they increase the price? During holiday season, why they increase the price? Hotels, theme parks, hotels. Because it's inelastic. When you go to travel, you need to stay. Unless we do camping. Don't do camping in Bukit India. Right? Yeah, you still have to stay somewhere, so you will have to pay for a hotel. So during holiday, they will increase the price. But during when non-peak business areas, hours, days, they will decrease the price. Right? Same for theme parks. Right? Same for flight tickets. How many of you booked flight tickets before? Flight tickets. You notice that the nearer is it to the date that you want to travel than you book, it will be more expensive than the if you book 1 year in advance. Why? Do you understand my question? Yes. If I book tomorrow I need to meet my fifth wife in Vietnam. Yeah, I decided my fifth wife should be Vietnamese because Vietnamese economy is growing very well. I want to tackle a Vietnamese girl so that I can expand my business over there. Just kidding. But tomorrow is the flight I want to book. Is my price of flight tickets going to be expensive or cheap? Expensive. Why? Time to consume. Time to consume is less. I don't have time to go and compare the price of air tickets anymore. I just simply buy the one that fits me. Makes sense. All right. Okay, cool. Okay, 8 more minutes to discuss your answer guide. I will drop your answer guide in your general channel fast tag after this class, maybe tomorrow. All right, answer guide, but I will still discuss the 2 more questions to wrap up the market equilibrium. Right? Oh, your homework. Forgot. Wait. Homework first. Sorry. Forgot to assign homework leh. Ayo. What else? Y'all happily. Homework for today, I use purple color. Do question 9 and question 10 for homework. 9 and 10 for homework. All right. Actually, you can do 11. You want to do 11 also? You can be like Blackpink a little bit or not? Anyway, So let me just discuss the answer guide for question 5 and 8 quickly. This one is very boring. That's why I always leave it to very fast. Discussing answer is the most boring part. Actually, I don't want to discuss. Do you agree? If I don't discuss, you can end your class earlier. It will be better. Do you agree? Oh, you want me? Okay lah. Want me to discuss? Okay lah. Since no one answer, right? Only one answer yes. Not my fault. Too late already. Don't cheat like the cheat girl. Question 5. Question 3 done, right? Question 5. Okay. Local furniture. This one have 2 answers at least. Same thing. Every question will have at least 2 answers except for the whether the drop one. Right? Demand increase. If you talk about income, you have to assume total furniture is normal good. If you want to assume demand increase, then the furniture must be normal good. Then you same thing, talk about demand increase, talk about P and QE. P must be increased, QE must be increased if demand increase. I can also talk about if I assume they are inferior good. If my income increase, think about that. Of course, I buy the imported furniture from Italy lah. Local furniture is what? Yeah, cheap people to sit one right? So what happened? Demand will decrease if I assume it's inferior good. The one that I check all of you, you never assume the first sentence for me. I don't know which one you want me to think. You want me to think in terms of your way, you have to tell me. You want me to think whether it's the local or inferior, normal or inferior. So you have to tell me, right? Take note. If I assume it's inferior good, my income increase, I want to demand for the high 5-star furniture, then I will decrease my demand. Then same thing, because I perceive this has lower quality, local furniture has lower quality, right? This 2 answers only I provide. You can provide other answers. For reduction in tax in tariff in imported, I can also talk 2 answers. One is demand decrease because now I want to buy imported furniture. Imported furniture become cheaper. Imported furniture is a substitute for local furniture. Makes sense. That's why when imported tax go down, I want to buy imports. Makes sense. This is the first one. Then the same thing, you can talk about demand, talk about PE, talk about QE. Normally, I also explain a little bit on what is substitutes and complements. If you want to talk about supply side, I see that a lot of people never talk about supply side. If the price for imported furniture drop, it means that I have less profit. Maybe I want to supply, I have more profit. Maybe I want to supply lesser local furniture, because I don't need to pay tax for imported furniture. So the same furniture shop I have, now I remove all my local furniture, I put all my imported furniture. So I supply lesser local furniture, because I can earn more profit. Make sense? This is how you think in terms of substitutes for supply side. Same side, scarcity of furniture shop. I can only put local or imported. If imported is more profitable, I remove all my local, I put all my imported mahjong table here, for example, right? This is for the part B. Part C, only one answer because it's subsidies. Subsidies, I told you, cannot talk about demand because tax and subsidies in foundation is only related to supply. If any one of you draw demand, some of you I saw just now, please rub it and do again. Demand cannot, unless you are in uni. Uni, you can talk about demand subsidies. You can talk about your touch and go e-wallet. Your government give you what, 150 ringgit e-wallet so you can buy more. That one is another subsidy, consumer subsidy. That one we never cover in foundation. All right. For last 3 minutes for question 8. Question 8, a lot of you only draw me diagrams. Never write explanation, or you only explain, never draw diagrams. I don't know how you read. For me, when I see they ask me to use curves, it means ask me to draw. When they ask me to explain, it means ask me to write. Some of you only see the diagrams, never draw, never see the word explain, which very weird. Bad weather, this one normally supply side. Bad weather for crops, supply decrease. Rarely talk about demand. Like I say, everything depends. Did I record this session? Phew. Okay. Because I'm going to use this session for another. Okay, this one, please ignore. Because this one you haven't learned price ceiling. That's why a lot of you never do. Fine. Part C, price of widgets is a substitutes. Right? Substitutes. What happened? I can talk about two. Same thing. I can talk about demand side. Most of you talk about demand. You all never talk about supply. Advisable to use some supply perspective to train yourself. Right? Demand will increase for local corn. For the corn, supply will decrease if the widgets increase in price. Why? Don't keep first. Why, Lawrence? Keep for what? If the price of widget increase, why my supply will decrease for corn? The explanation you can read later. What happened? Because the same piece of farm, I only have one piece of land on it. If which one is having higher price, I will produce that one. That's all. I will supply reduce for the not profitable one. Okay, last one. Some questions have this D, some don't have D. This one, so I skip. Some manual, the O one I put D. Yours is only ABC. Then I remove that. Okay, that's all. Remember to do question 9, question 10, and also do PIP for chapter 3. Remember, you have a test on Friday. Please